Cheers, welcome to my channel. This is a middle of the month for February tarot oracle reading. And Taurus, you are the star of this astrological insight. If your sun sign is not Taurus, we still have a little bit of Taurus in us. If you do have your birth chart, which house is Taurus in? That's where this energy shows up for you. My goal is to provide valuable information to empower you. Keep in mind, this is a general or collective reading, so parts may or may not resonate. Take what works for you, leave the rest. Also, this is a timely reading, meaning if you're watching it at this time, it's the perfect time for you. It has been a while since I posted this, just look back on what was going on then in your life and it may give you further clarification. We're going to begin the reading with the underlying energy from the bottom of the deck. And we have justice. Okay. So justice is talking about just that, justice. So there's something you're looking for justice for, Taurus. And the person sitting, the justice figure, I haven't figured out who this is yet. Is there a queen of justice? I don't know. So this is she's holding this sword in her right hand, so she's wielding it, and you notice her right foot is peeking out of her robe there. This means it's about to happen anytime now. So if something has happened and you've been needing justice, that could be in the courts, or it just could be in life kind of energy. This veil behind her, come up, Stella. Hi, good morning. That's my cat, Stella. She just woke up and she found out I was doing a reading without her. Okay, oh yes, you good girl. Her job is to purr. It raises the vibration and she does a very good job of it. She's already got happy feet here, so we're in good hands, or paws, I guess. All right, so we have the veil here, and this is representing the veil between the spiritual realm and the physical realm. It's also talking about being able to use your logic as well as your intuition to get to the truth and get justice. This is also talking about redemption from karma. And then the underlying energy. Okay, so the underlying energy for the internal forces. So the internal forces will be at the bottom of my spread here. Internal forces are what's coming from inside of you. You have control of your internal forces. The external forces from outside of you, you don't have control over those. That's like the economy, what other people say and do, just the circumstances maybe that you're in, on a physical realm or whatever. That energy is external forces. So you'll know the difference between internal and external forces, because internal forces, you'll be asking, what if this happens? What if that happens? What if I do this? Then what if they do that? It's that kind of energy. And it can keep you in a loop. And the external forces are when you're saying, what the EF happened? Because it came from outside of you and you didn't see it coming. Or maybe you did, but there was nothing you could do about it. So all you can do is control your reaction or your response to it. We're talking about, the Four of Cups is speaking about disappointment. So this person is sitting under this tree and the universe, God, are trying to hand him another cup of love. And he's like, no, I've already been there, done like that. I have like 3 cups here. I'm so disappointed in my love life. I don't want to be vulnerable again. I don't want to take that cup, especially if it's going to be more of the same old shift. And so we'll see what the decision is, Taurus. That's your energy right now in the internal forces. That's what's going on in your head. You've walked away from something or someone that you love. So this 8 of Cups, this walking away, is representing ending a relationship, like say, I'm done. And it's not a relationship that was, just a casual relationship. Because this represents, like 8 cups is a lot of energy. There's only 10 cups in the tarot. And the cups represent generally romantic love. but they can also represent love of other people and love of yourself, as well as love for something you love to do or want or love to be. So this is saying after putting a lot of energy into something, you've decided, I'm done, I'm walking away. And we do have the full moon and the new moon represented here. So the full moon is a good time to release whatever does not work for you. The last full moon we had was on February 1st. If you want to know more about that full moon, you can go to my playlist. It's about the new moon, full moon, and it's on there. And after this set of readings, I will be doing a reading about the upcoming new moon. But I'm going to talk about the upcoming new moon right now because this is information that may really empower you. So the upcoming new moon is on the 17th of February, and it is in the sign of Aquarius. So Aquarius energy is saying you have to look after the group's needs before your own. And you're needing right now to look after your own needs because you're in this position. So, but that's the contrasting energy. On February 17th, it is also Chinese New Year. And so the very first day of the Chinese New Year. And that is the year of the fiery horse energy. And we're leaving the year of the snake. So now, before that time, it's a really good idea to release anything that is not working in your favor. And if that's what you're doing now, that your timing is perfect. Because this new moon on the 17th is going to be extremely, everybody's going to feel it because of all the influences behind it. So we've got the Aquarius energy that I talked about. We have the fiery horse energy. And we have for the new year, and it's also a solar eclipse. So eclipses, this is the first eclipse of 2026, and it is going to pack a bit of a wallop here because it's coming in on the New Year's Day of the Chinese New Year, which follows the lunar cycle. So this card is saying basically, it's talking, I feel like it's talking about that eclipse, and it's also talking about the energy of, from the full moon of a good time to walk away. So your timing is really good. I mean, if it's not a pleasant situation, and you look at this card, when these two cards come together, look at, there's 3 cups here, and it's like for 5 years, the relationship was going along pretty well here. And then, because look at how, they're organized perfectly. And then there was 2 cups and 1 over here. And this is representing that there probably was 3 people involved in a relationship where there should have been 2. And you're walking away because of that. This can also represent that you gave someone 3 chances and 3 strikes, they're out and they're asking, come on, just give me one more chance. And you're like, done, I'm done. Walking away, done. That's the energy. Absolutely not. And then this can also be talking for some people about already having had 3 major disappointments in your love relationships and just afraid to be vulnerable to get hurt again, that kind of energy. So you're walking away and you want justice. And, Taurus energy is the energy of the toddler. Toddlers do not like to share. And so the energy is basically, is learning give and take. That's the big lesson for Taurus energy. And, the Taurus energy is the second in the zodiac. And it's talking about, the glyph is the bull. And the bull can be very stubborn, especially when the bull is, angry. They can be like when a toddler throws a temper tantrum, and this, this energy can be like a bull in a china shop. So you're not. I'm just getting, you are not impressed, and this is where you thought you were before this energy came in, and it's public, is what's coming up because this person is on a stage. And there's 9 cups here. And you're only 1 away. Like this 1 cup would make 10, right? But you're walking away at 8. So that's saying a lot. This card, though, is talking about wishing for something, like wishing for that 10th cup. And I feel like it's like someone who really loves you. And this energy is, this person has 9 cups on the shelf now behind him, or is it 9 cups that are above his head? And it's hard to tell here. So this is about past, present, future. But this is saying that your partner or you are a public figure of some sort that goes on stage kind of energy. It's like, you know, that could be on, it could be on a social media stage. It could be like on a political stage. It could be, you know, like that kind of energy. It could be actor, actress, an influencer, someone who is in the public eye. And you may be as well, and both of you may be. And so this is talking about the image of the energy is coming up, you know, like, oh, we love each other, we love our children, we love our home, we love our country, we love the people we work with, we love our audience, we love our, we love our hobbies, we love, love, love. Very, very happy, but this is something you're wishing for. And so if you're wishing for something, it means you don't have it as of yet. And you're very highly favored to get it. But something happened here at 8 cups. And the 9 cups is what you're wishing for right now, or were wishing for before you walked away. So this person's body language is very incongruent. This person is sitting on the stage with his feet open. And that in body language, that represents leaking a lot of energy. And this is a very closed energy on the upper part of the body. So it's saying this is someone who has kind of shut off their emotions. He's not covering his heart, but he's more interested, like, look at, he's almost making the symbol of an infinity symbol here, which talks about infinite possibilities. And he is like in this place now where he's, maybe not sure of which direction to go to, and not sure whether his image, that his public image is holding kind of energy. That's the kind of, this card, so this is saying stay in the game, because many races lost in the last lap, and you need to stay focused right now. You've walked away. That's, if that's the decision that you've made, then you have to, really stay strong in that decision, basically. So this was someone that, the King of Cups. Now, this energy could be you, or this could be your partner, basically. And so, but the King of Cups is someone who is sitting out in the middle of all this troubled water. This talks, troubled water in tarot is representing volatile emotions, mixed emotions, that kind of energy. That he's got his right foot forward also to hand over a cup of love. So this could be someone that is not the partner, and maybe you've met someone, or it could be the partner in the energy you thought that he was stable and steady, like the king, because the King of Cups is someone who, he's surrounded by all this chaos and troubled water, but he is calm, and, he's just waiting for the right opportunity to give his cup of love. And I mean, if he's been with you this long, this like could represent as much as like 8 years kind of energy, and hasn't done it yet, then, I can see why you're be in this position here. We have a lot of thoughts going on, a lot of, really kind of cutting thoughts. And so this is someone who this energy is like wielding words, in battle, basically. It looks like someone's been fighting, and this could be someone who likes to fight, like that kind of energy. They might even use swords when they fight. Like, what is that called? That sport? I can't think of the name of it right now, but where they get dressed up as knights and then they actually fight with swords. I'm just seeing a picture of that. And this energy is your mind basically struggling, I feel like, with it. I feel like your mind is struggling with what happened, with the words that were said, with what was portrayed. That's the best way I can describe it. So this card quite often, like this can represent someone, and like this could be your energy right now. This is representing your emotional foundation where you feel like you need to fight and that you will fight to win. Like it's that kind of energy. And you look at even the clouds in the sky, or like someone is slashing, right? And so this energy is talking about being in battle with someone, and twice already, and you're ready for the third round. Like you will fight for what is yours. That's the energy. This also can represent an inner battle that where, it's kind of this energy where you're trying to get out of this funk and move into a different type of energy. And it's talking about, your mind. And so the smallest figure represents the subconscious mind, which is what you develop when you're young, between a baby and 6 or 7. And that mind is developed, and really when you think about it, most people don't remember what happened to them when they were 6 or 7, like up to 6 or 7. It's when we go to kindergarten that we really start to remember, kind of have some memories. Some people have them earlier, but in general. But that is when your subconscious mind is formed, and it's formed really with the thoughts of the people that are in charge of your care. So they tell you how you were, and you have to kind of rely on that because you don't remember. And yet that is very heavily imprinted on us. So when we get into stressful situations, the subconscious mind is always the first, and it's not that reliable. It's not your own thoughts. It's the thoughts of other people, and then your interpretation of their thoughts. And then we have the unconscious mind. And a lot of people will say, oh, I'm a human being and I have a soul. But you're actually a soul traveling in a human body, and your body is your vehicle to get around Earth. So when the soul has needs, and if the soul doesn't get their needs met, then it's going to argue with the subconscious mind and the conscious mind. So the conscious mind is what you have a handle on. You've got your hand on the conscious mind. And so this is 3 different versions of yourself, basically. And it's talking about, if the subconscious, unconscious, and conscious mind become congruent with each other and plug into your heart's desires, then you get on the right path. That's the energy. And so we have, there's some major transition coming here. And we have a horse here. So this is the first horse coming into this reading. And because we're moving into that year of the horse energy, that is really being, this is representing death and then a rebirth, basically. This flag represents the light at the end of the tunnel. The Grim Reaper is a figure that a lot of cultures, it's not supposed to be evil. A lot of people panic when they see this card. This card doesn't usually mean actual death. What it means is the end of a cycle and the beginning of a new one, or the energy of the king trampled here is not representing actually trampling a king, but trampling like the system. The government, like the systems within the government that aren't working kind of energy, and that need to be changed. That's that Aquarian energy coming in, where Aquarius energy is very much about, if it's not working, then let's take a look at it and observe what's happening. Do a little experiment, see if that works better. And then if it does, double up on that. And if not, then let's move on to a different experiment. And in little steps, making changes that make the system work better. And so this is the energy of the people facing the Grim Reaper. This older person is like almost bartering with the Grim Reaper, like, oh, maybe I can change the outcome, and not wanting things to change. Whereas these young ones here, this little one is offering a flower, and that's representing bloom, like the growth, time. It's time to grow kind of energy. And then we have the Lovers. Yes, I feel there was a third party in your relationship, and I was wondering if this card would come up. So this is talking about 2 lovers. This could represent you and your lover, and the cloud in between, not knowing each other as well as you thought you did. Also, it can represent someone you didn't know that your partner was having an affair with. And this is the light, the sun is shining light on this situation, because the truth is coming out. And that's what God's about, is the truth. So this is what's happening here. And that's why we'll see here, I still feel there might be a character in the background here that's waiting with a cup of love, waiting for you to get out of this relationship from the sidelines, kind of, you know, when the opportunity's right, I'm going to hand them, I'm going to ask them out and get them a cup of love. So that suggests that what has been going on in your relationship, you may have thought it was private, but it was actually, everybody knows. Like it's it's talking about you know, you didn't realize how many people knew that how unhappy you were. You thought you were putting on a good front. And so let's just keep going here. We have the external forces. There's some shifty energy for sure in your external forces here. So the external forces, this card is a walking contradiction. It's been coming up a lot lately, and I do believe it's because of the energy on the earth right now with the Epstein files being released. I mean, it's just, well, go and look it up. I don't want to even talk about it. It keeps coming into my readings though, because it's kind of this kind of energy, and then that's what's being highlighted in all of my readings. I thought, oh, I'm going to do some lighthearted Valentine's Day readings, which you can also find on the same playlist. I just finished those for each sign, and there was a lot of tough love in them. I'm just warning you. I thought they'd be like, oh, it'd be, you know, lighthearted romantic readings, but it was more like tough love, tough love, tough love. Mind you, really good, strong advice, but talking about how to deal with this kind of energy. And so this figure is a walking contradiction. He's looking backwards at the past, at the two swords. I feel that this is his thoughts regarding your relationship. And he's got those planted, but he's sneaking away with 5 others. So don't be surprised if you find out that there was, you know, at least 5 times that he has stepped out, or she. Remember, any of the images in the tarot are their archetypes or characters, and they represent an energy. And this could be a female in her masculine energy as well as a male in his masculine energy. So he's looking back, looking over his shoulder all the time, sneaking away with these 5 swords, and look how he's carrying them. Like, he doesn't care. This is such dangerous behavior. So he doesn't care. You may have 3 children and you and your partner kind of energy, and just whatever. You know, I'll do what I want. This can represent how many times he's done it also. This represents him, her. I'm saying him because this figure is a him, on tiptoes. And this is about a thief. So this is like a thief in the daylight though. And so this energy it's a shift disturber. It's someone that really, you know, you can't, if you're going to do anything with this person, you need to dot your I's and cross your T's, because your intuition will tell you right away there's something not right. Like looking backwards, moving forward, not looking where he's going, carrying these swords like this, so dangerous. And on tiptoe in broad daylight, you know, this is sneaking away from the village. And here's another thing that is coming up, is that why is he leaving 2 swords behind and taking the other ones? Well, because he doesn't want you to find out about this. So that's the energy of sneaking away. This can be intellectual material that he stole as well. That kind of energy, you know, a patent or, you know, ideas, stealing other people's ideas, basically. So that's the energy that we have here. We're just going to go through this here. This is your identity, your self-image at this time. I'm done. I'm walking away. Your abundance and self-worth. You know you deserve better. Your communication from early life. You had a very strong, loving father figure that really cares about you. Whether or not he was that way with your mother, I'm not. This is more about your relationship with him, and it may have been emotional and mixed emotions. With a lot of times we have a lot of mixed emotions with our father, but he really loves you. And then this is your emotional foundation. You may come from a family that there was a lot of arguing and fighting, and that are separated or divorced. And then we have, this is wanting to move forward. This is your romantic life and wanting to end one cycle and begin a new one, as well as like you may have children. There's 2 children here, and they could be quite young, and that's maybe what's kept you in the relationship. And then we have daily routine and habits. We're talking about the daily routine and habits of your partner. He's with lovers a lot of the time. That's basically what this is saying. And you're the wounded warrior now. Like this is like, there's been, again, we have the 8 here. So I feel like you've been in this relationship or married or in a committed relationship with this person for probably 8 years at least, or that kind of energy. 8 months, it could be, that's a lot of damage to do in 8 months, but this is talking about, and then we have, look at this, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the background here. And then we have 3 here, 3 people where there should have been 2. And now you standing on this movement. These are actions taken by yourself or others. But the wounded warrior is leaning on this ninth wand. And this is the one closest to your heart. And you've been through it, but you're on your feet. And so you've stood your ground, and but now it's kind of like you want out of that energy. You want to take action and move forward. And then when you're looking at this card again, what's catching my eye is you have like these 2 swords here, and the three people involved in a relationship that should only be 2 kind of energy. We have the 2 of wands. So this is saying that right now, external forces, you're thinking about moving somewhere far away. It's kind of like the energy is that that's coming in. Maybe you've had an offer or something. Maybe there's a King of Cups in the background saying, like, I'll help you out. This could be your father saying, I'll help you out. Just get out of the relationship. And it's talking about you've done everything you can here. It's time to move forward with this new wand. Like, look at the energy you're in. You're barely standing on your feet right now. You've done everything you can to salvage this situation. It hasn't worked. It's time to move forward. This is big fish in a little pond kind of energy, and there's just a lot of gossip, and you may not have realized how public it was. There could be a lot of people that know about it, that kind of energy, and there's nothing worse than that feeling of being betrayed, you're the only one that didn't know. But that's really common, because when we love someone, love is blind. They have that saying, love is blind, for a reason. All right, and then we have, okay, so making money. This energy is talking about someone who is beginning a project or just about to end one. The thing about this card is Pentacles represent, and this is the first Pentacles coming in here. So this is more about how you feel about the relationship. That's your major concern, but now the money is coming up because you're thinking about leaving. And so this is the only card that has, the Pentacles represent health, wealth, happiness, abundance on the 3D plane. So this is your lifestyle. And so this is what we're talking about here. And this is the only card where the person is actually working on the coin. So this is actually, money is a part of, for sure, of our lifestyle on Earth. Having said that, you could have all the money in the world, but still not have the lifestyle that you want to live. And that's kind of what this is talking about, working really hard. This could be you're working really hard to leave here and figure out how you're going to do it financially. Or it can be you worked really hard and you're on the second last one and you're waiting to leave until you finish this project. But I feel like this project is finished. This also can talk like making money, can be talking about making money, like actually like counterfeit kind of energy, like not, there's something fishy about the money situation in your relationship. This is talking about the King of Swords, man, he's here. The King of Swords is our #1 defense lawyer, divorce lawyer. When this kind of energy comes out, the King of Swords is, okay, I'm your man. This is someone that earns their living by using words and understands totally that words can be used as weapons, and they can also be used as, to uplift people. And this person would be a professional that uses their words. So to earn a living, that could be the written word or like a speaker kind of energy. And this energy is quite often with the sword of justice, right? So this could be someone that works in the justice system, someone who's on the political front. There's someone that's high up. So if they're a divorce lawyer, they're the best divorce lawyer that, in the area, basically. They're at the top of their game. And, they're ready to, you can see their foot is just barely peeking out of the robe here. So they're ready to take action. And this is talking about, the energy of this King of Swords is like they understand how words can be used to get what you want. They also understand that talk is cheap and that action speaks louder than words. So it's about making action happen. And let's talk about the money here in this relationship now. Yeah, and it's kind of this energy of this or that. It's basically your external force here doesn't want to see this, doesn't want to divide the assets, can't see it happening. It's my way or the highway. And look at the energy here in comparison to this card. You notice the body language is the same on the bottom there, but now the arms are up here, guarding the heart. I'm not listening to my heart. I'm listening to my mind, and my mind is saying, I could do this, I could do that. The new moon is coming. That energy, I would consider taking, if you haven't already seen the reading for the full moon energy, I would take a look at that, and I would also look at the energy of the fire horse energy, which it's on the same playlist as Valentine's Day, because it would explain a little bit more for your sign, kind of how that moon affects you, and the new moon one I will be doing in the next probably 5 days or so, 6 days. And so this energy is talking about having a closed mind to, I'm getting there's 2 swords here. You're probably going to have to fight to get what you want from your partner. It's like, it's kind of like an energy of them not wanting to part with things, and it's my way or the highway kind of energy. But with the new moon in the background, it's saying that energy is going to change once your lawyer talks to them or for you. And there's this energy of being left out in the cold. And this is the thing that, this is, look at this, there's 10 pentacles in the deck, and this is only 5. So this is like cutting the assets in half, right? That's what happens when you're no longer, this is saying that you want a divorce, basically. Sometimes this card, can be a lot of tactics. This is this represents the tactics that Edward Snowden identified years ago when he had leaked documents, and it talked about the different tactics that governments and people like up high in business use, to get their way. But it also talks about how every single one of us has does the same thing in our everyday life. So as long as we employ those tactics, we're going to employ people. The people that are the government, we employ them. We pay them with our tax-paid dollars. So if we're voting them in and they're using tactics, it's because we are already using those tactics ourselves and don't see anything wrong with it, I guess. Or just think, oh, well, that's the way life goes. So there's going to be, when there's, the snow is representing a lot of energy. When snow first starts falling, it's really pretty. But if it's been around for a few months, you can get tired of it because you have to shovel it. and it causes the roads to be icy, and it's more expensive to live in a cold climate. You have to heat your home, all of that kind of energy. So it's talking about tactics being used, and you're going to need a good lawyer to get what your half of the assets in this relationship, is what it's saying. It could be a fight, and maybe that's what you're in right now, and maybe that's what you've also been avoiding, because you know that it could get ugly, is what I'm getting. Or maybe it already is. It depends on where you are in this journey. So that's okay. We're just going to clarify this and see if we can get a little bit more information. The important thing is recognizing that you don't want to close down your heart, and the best revenge is living well. Keep that in mind, and be very careful, because this impulsive horse energy, or this fiery horse energy, is very impulsive. Be very careful right now, Taurus, because you get stubborn. You do. And if you wave a red flag at a bull, what happens? They get enraged and they just charge, and then bang, And so you don't want to be in that energy right now. It's not, the fiery horse energy is really good for getting things done, but at the same time, it can be very, very, stubborn, and it can cause like a bull in a china shop kind of energy, where after you do something impulsive, you really, really regret it, because it makes it harder for you to get what you want after that. Okay, so just stay calm, keep your emotions in check. And I'm getting, your partner knows that, and they're waving the flag at you to get you off your game, kind of. That's the energy here. So you need to stay calm. That's your job, stay calm. This too shall pass. That's the energy. So if you're enjoying this reading, or at least getting value from it, this isn't an enjoyable situation. But if you're getting value, please do like and comment. It really does help me build my channel, and I really appreciate it. I'm going to clarify with my oracle cards, Tails from the Vector, TAILS from thevector.com. I'm an artist. I did a bunch of paintings, 64 of them to be exact. Started in 2007, and I completed the last painting in 2020. I've been busy, so I just have time now to get my YouTube channel up and going finally. And I'm working to gather information from working from the cards instead of just writing it. So we have the card that wants to come out here. In the description box below, I'm going to put the cards in the order. The numbers on the cards represent the paintings in the order they are in my gallery on my website. And that's tailsfromthevector.com if you want to take a look. So the energy is Scorpio. And Scorpio is the sexual gladiator of the zodiac. So I want to point out, when a horoscope sign comes out here, I am not talking about the Scorpio did it, not that energy. It could be true in your case. Use your intuition. But my intention is just to point out the state of being of each of the signs and the stage of life. The stage of life doesn't mean you're at that age. It means that that's how you're feeling at this time. So yeah, the energy of Scorpio can be about uniting, or it can be divide and conquer. Scorpio has a stinger. They can be pretty tough with their words, kind of energy. And again, it's warning, be very careful. Words can be used as weapons, and then they can be used as a weapon in court, against you. Keep your shift together, basically. The Hierophant is coming in. So yes, the Hierophant is representing traditional structure in a court. It could be that you're not able to come to an agreement, so you have to go to court. It could be that, or this making money thing could have been something that was being done in the background that you weren't aware of, and now you are, that kind of energy. This is, the thing about the Hierophant is that it's traditional structure, both in the spiritual realm and also on earth. And the justice comes, they're the one that carries out the justice, and the justice comes from the spiritual realm first and foremost and comes down to earth. So spiritual court has already made a judgment, basically, I feel. And the Hierophant is someone like, that'd be like a judge, you know, that kind of energy, is going to make sure justice is held to the best that they can make it just, basically. And the Hierophant does have his right hand in the form of a blessing. So if you've been on the right side of the law and like doing your best, you know, to be a good person, be your best version, then it will be a blessing for you. There's a star. And yeah, this is just talking about really looking like this is your energy right now. And this is confirming that I feel that you gave a lot of your power to this person. You felt like they were a star. And now you're walking away and now you're the star. That's how you feel. And then we have the energy of the magician coming in. So this would be an energetic upgrade for you to, like, you need to do this to be able to move forward in your life. The King of Cups is, there's anger. There's been a lot of anger. Maybe your father is very angry. We talked about this possibly being of a father figure. Your anger is, you know, the anger is coming from that. Or it could have been that, like, you were raised in a family where there was a lot of anger. And I already had talked about that earlier, that, you know, there's very cutting words and that kind of energy. Words can be used as weapons for sure. And so the thing about anger is it's karmic, because if your parents are angry and they teach you to be angry and you're raised in anger, then you're going to be more likely to be angry. And then that just gets passed down from generation to generation. So you walking away from this and choosing to be, open your heart back up and be ready for love again, is actually breaking a generational curse in your family. Your mother may have been divorced and your father may have cheated on her, that kind of energy, or vice versa. We have destruction here. This is another tactic. Some people just don't know when they have something good and they wreck it. And some people just have a tendency to destroy things just because things, it's an itchy energy. It's this, like, it would be hard to put your finger on why would someone do that when it looked like they had everything, and then, you know, but justice is coming in. So that's again talking about this justice and the karma. I feel you're breaking by walking away from this relationship and choosing yourself here. And you wanted to show your children, you know, this isn't the way that you do things. And this is talking about breaking a generational curse. Like, basically, you know, your great grandmother may have been in that energy with her spouse, and this, you know, your grandmother and your mother, and now you're saying that's enough. I'm going to show my kids that it's done differently so that they don't pass this down to their children. So it's a huge accomplishment. It takes a lot of courage to do that. You're not gonna, people won't be, oh, what a hero for doing that, because quite often it exposes things in the family that other people don't want exposed, but that's what it is. This is about becoming neutral and wanting to be in a new world. So this is like, you have to get neutral to this energy, see your part in it, because you definitely had a part. I'm getting your intuition was screaming at you, but I'm not saying that with blame at all. I'm just talking about what the cards are saying, is that something was telling you that something was wrong, but I feel like you have children and maybe they're young, like, and you just really didn't want to disrupt your family life if you could work it out. So I feel like you would have not put up with as much as you put up with if this was not the father of your children. It took a lot of patience is what's coming up. That's what this is, devotion to staying on your path. I feel like you want to be a good mother, and you wanted to have a relationship that would last. This is the wounded warrior is in your, this is the position of your marriage, your partnership, and major commitments in your life. So you did your best. You hung in there, you were patient, you did everything you could to stay on your path. That's the energy coming up. We have the Cancer energy here. Yeah, again, it's talking about the moon. Allow the moon energy to empower you at this time. Cancer, that sign is ruled by the moon, and it's also talking about the stage of life of Cancer would be someone who is an adolescent girl just beginning their their cycle. And think about that, how emotional that is. It's saying don't get entrenched by your emotions, be engaged in the situation so that you can make strong choices. If you need to hang from the tree of life upside down to get her done, get her done. Like, this is the hangman goes and hangs from the tree of life upside down to gain a totally different perspective on the situation instead of having a closed mind. Because you don't want to be in a fight here. What you want to do is get resolution as easily and quickly as possible and not drag this out. This is the energy of Aquarius. Yes, we've spoken about this. Like, just notice how your actions, I'm saying I would let my lawyer do the talking if I was you. Just let your lawyer do the talking. We have the denial here. Yeah, what I don't know won't hurt me. And this is when someone really thinks that they're in a relationship like this and finds out that they're not. And quite often it's like love is blind, like that. Basically, maybe that's what I'll call this reading. This is, again, the moon. And so what this is saying, if you discipline your mind, then you can have reckless abandon, WRECK. So it's talking about really disciplining your mind so that you can have the freedom that you want right now. All right. That's the energy we have for you, Taurus. Don't feel bad. This is how all my Valentine's Day readings went. And a lot of this is astrological influences. They're very powerful right now. And it's also, a lot of it is the energy that is out in the world right now, in the major news that's out there right now. So it's influencing everybody's mood, kind of thing. So I do hope you have received what you need from this. Please do give it a like and comment. If you have, consider subscribing. It would be my honor if you did so. And I will be back with another reading. The next one will be about that new moon coming up. Bye for now, Taurus. Yeah.